Alright, guys. I'm not gonna shave anytime soon. So, for those who this is an eyesore, you're just gonna have to deal with it. I'm just kidding. Um, anyways, people been asking me how did I score a 92% on my Federal Aviation Administration Airman Knowledge Test Report. So here it is. Where's the camera? This way. So if you look at it right, oh no, there it is. So look, see that? 92%. Okay. I'm gonna tell you how I got 92%. There's no secret to this thing. It's pretty simple, straightforward, and I'm gonna tell you what I did. Okay, I keep forgetting the camera video is not this way, the lens is that way. So I'm gonna tell you how I got 92%. I bought this. You see that book? It's the Private Pilot Test Prep, Study and Prepare, and it has my name on it. And basically, right, this test prep book, this is a summary of this. Right? You see this textbook right here? This is the textbook for my private pilot manual. Hey, Clive. I don't have much time, guys, but people have been asking me, so I'm just going to shoot this video because I need to study some more for my other exam coming up. So I got the private pilot test thing, and what I did was I went through it, and if you were to flip through this thing, I answered all the question in there. So this test prep, it actually tells you the correct answer, and it tells you why those other answers are not correct. So I'm studying for the exam with this, and it's telling me why this answer is correct and why the other options are not correct. Of course, it's a multiple choice question, right? It's a multiple choice question. So as I'm going through it, right, let me give you an example here. From Chapter 4, Regulations, right? Where may an aircraft's operating limitations be found, right? Then you have A, B, and C, and then it explains to you the answer down at the bottom, and it tells you why the answer is what it is, right? So I had this, and then this came with this one here, right? You use this in the exam, by the way. You will use this in the exam. They give you one, it's not marked. So by having this that comes with the textbook, you're able to have an idea what's coming. This one basically just gives you the chart or the pictures that the questions are going to be coming from. So you're well familiar with all the questions that you can possibly get. And then the answers are at the back, right? So that's how that works. And this was the killer exam that I got from my instructor, right? So right here it says my summary of the textbook chapters 1 to 6, but I went all the way up to chapter 8. So I had to do my own personal summary of this textbook. My instructor wanted me to cover the whole thing. It was a whole lot. So I went up to at least chapter 8. And in my own notes, so basically I had to write my own notes. Now, believe it or not, bro, I mean, guys, look at those tick marks. I don't know if you're able to see it, but you see a tick mark there? That's from my instructor. He double checked every single thing that I did, and he tick marked it. Hey, thanks for the congrats, Katie and Lewis. Appreciate it, right? So he tick marked every single thing that I was able to do. So basically going into the exam, I went over and over through my textbook. I got the 2017, if you look at it, the year right here, It's 2017 test prep private pilot, right? And I did my own notes of the exam. Then I had an app that my wife has an iPad that she got for her birthday. So long before I started training, I met a guy who failed his exam. This particular exam, he failed it, I think, 2 or 3 times. So he told me, he said, before you start, get this app. What's the app called? Private Pilot. And I got the app, and what the app does, it simulates the exam. So it gives you 60 questions. It gives, you don't have any time limit on it. So it simulates the exam. And by going through it, I was scoring sometimes 68, because the passing grade is 70, and you get 60 questions that you need to answer. From. So with 60 questions, passing grade is 70. And so I kept practicing over and over. By the time I started taking the simulated one at my school, I was scoring like 78, 80. And here's another requirement. Where's my logbook? Okay. So this is my logbook. Before I can take the exam, I need to get an endorsement from my instructor to be able to take the exam, because they will ask you for this. So when you look around here, you'll see endorsement from my flight instructor. So in order for him to endorse my logbook, which I'm going to need to be able to take this exam, he said, and it's a rule of the school, I have to get 3 90% pass on the test prep. Now, this is not easy. I'm going to tell you, it's not easy. When I went through all of this, I was stuck at 85, 88. I'm like, man, I'm not getting these 90s. But I kept practicing for about 2 weeks. I kept practicing, kept trying. Then I got my first 90. Then I got a second 90, then a third. And then I got stuck at between 90 to 93, 95. I was stuck. So I was like, okay, good. The test prep is helping me. The questions are somewhat repetitious sometimes. Then some new ones would kick in. And then my wife told me to try this. She said, whenever you get a question incorrectly, write out the question, right? Write the question and write the correct answer. And by writing it out, I'm able to remember it more. I learned more. And then after trying what she told me to do, I was scoring 95, 97. I didn't get any 100 at any point, but the highest I went up to was 97. On my exam result, where is that exam result? On my exam result, I got 4 questions incorrectly. And it was 4 questions that 2 of them, I've never really seen them before. So I had to guess the answer, because I've never seen them before, so I had to guess. And the ultimate secret, so let me review this one more time. How did I get 92%? I had the test prep for 2017 book. It's a question and answer, and I answered the whole thing. It took me at least 3 months to go through it, because I'm studying, I'm not swatting. And then it came with the picture. This one you're going to use in the exam. They're going to give you this. It's the charts with all the diagrams of the possible questions that they will ask you. So they will say, see figure 17, and you have to open this to figure 17, which is this one, what it looks like. It deals with winds aloft. So it will tell you what is the winds aloft at certain altitude, which direction the wind is coming from, maybe temperature, right? And so I had that, and my instructor told me to do a summary of this textbook from chapter 1 to 6. I went to chapter 8, and I wrote my own summary in a notebook. And he checked it, he double checked it, and if you look in it, you will see he tick marked them, right? All the correct notes that I made of my own words, he tick marked it. And so that helped me, and I got my endorsement in my logbook. All right, so I came out of the exam with a 92% pass. Now, what does that mean? What does this exam mean? Okay, without this, you cannot get your license. You have to pass a Federal Administration Aviation or Federal Aviation Administration written exam knowledge test. It's 60 questions and you have to pass this before you can get your license. This result is good enough for 2 years. So say something was to happen and I discontinued my study. This pass is good enough for 2 years before it expires. Right. The other thing about getting a certain score is right after the exam, I said to mine, there's a flight examiner at my school. I said, hey, what would you do to a student who comes to his check ride? The check ride is the final flight exam that determines if you get your license or not. I said to him, if a student gets like a 92, and you're evaluating them as on their check ride, how will you treat this student? He said, if you get a student comes to the exam with 92%, he's like, I'm going to be very easy on this student for their check ride, right? But if they come to the check ride with like 80%, he's like, I'm going to drill them a little bit. And if they come with 70% pass, which is the passing grade, by the minimum is 70%, he's like, if they come to the exam, the check ride with 70%, he's like, in my mind, I'm not going to pass this student. So how much you get on the written exam will help you for the better or for the worst, but it will play a role in your check ride, right? Which is the final thing that you have to do. So I have gotten off Facebook because, I need to focus on my studies. So I haven't been on Facebook posting anything. But whenever I reach a milestone and I accomplish something, I'll come on. So after today, you guys not gonna see me on Facebook. I use Messenger if anyone wants to private message me for any reason. I do have Messenger that I use, but I don't go on the actual Facebook itself where I see what people are posting and commenting and liking and sharing. I don't see that because I really need to study what I need to learn. So, in case anyone is wondering, I forgot. I'm supposed to tell the ultimate secret, right? The ultimate secret is this, guys, and no offense to those who are atheists and don't believe in God or whatever, but the ultimate secret for me was I did my part and I went in prayerfully. It's a computerized test that only gives you one answer at a time. So I remember I'm in the exam, and when I see a question, I started with prayer. I called my wife. I said, hey, I'm going to go in the exam now. Say a word of prayer for me. And then I went in, I had a prayer for myself, and I started the exam. The screen only shows you one question at a time. So I remember I prayed more than 60 times because it's 60 questions. Before I click next for the next question, I'll be like, Lord, please help me to get a question that I'm familiar with. Click. Okay, and then the question would come, I'm familiar with it. Okay, I know the answer, and I click. So that's the secret of how I got 92%. At every question, I would close my eyes and say a word of prayer, asking God to help me to see a question that I've studied, that I'm familiar with, that I've covered in my training so far. And when I was finished, I reviewed everything again, and I double checked that everything was okay. I said another word of prayer. I was so nervous. I asked the person in charge of the exam room. I said, can you click the finish button? I'm so nervous. I said, you click the finish button and tell me what's my score. So I was like, okay, what is it? What, did I fail? Did I pass? And he clicked it, and it's like, right on, Bennett, 92%. So the Lord helped me, and I had a lot of people that was praying for me. I sent out emails, I sent text messages asking person to mention me in prayer. So it's not the studying that I did by itself, but the Lord helped me to remember what I studied, and He allowed me to see questions that I'm familiar with, that I studied, and I was able to remember the answers, put it down, and I got 92%. I'm gonna be uploading this to my Facebook page for those who are not Facebook, the my YouTube channel. So I need subscribers. I have 42, maybe 43 subscribers. Please subscribe to our website. And the other thing I want to share is, oh, you guys, hold on. I'm gonna tell you how I was able to pay for my exam. You guys got to see this. I'm going to tell you how. I'm just going to go to the trunk of my car to get something, and I'll be back. Hold on. Okay. All right. So the exam was for $165. Now, after you pay this fee, you have 24 hours. Like, you pay it, you're able to pay the fee via phone with your card, and you pay the fee, I think, 7 p.m. my time. The exam toll line is open up. So I paid the fee, 7 p.m. I was scheduled to do the exam 3:30. So I was able to get some practice going before. I think I did the practice exam maybe 6 times. And the lowest I got during the practice was 93%. That was the lowest that 90. I got 190 at one point. The highest I got during those test runs before the actual exam was 97. And my wife was like, hey, call me up when you get 100. I never got 100. So, but, 93 was the lowest. So anyways, it's $165 for the exam. $165 for the exam. And I was like, how am I going to get this money to pay for my exam? Well, fortunately for us, Irene and I, we just launched our first plant-based cookbook. Right? It's called The Missionary's Kitchen. No, we're not selling this cookbook. What we do, we give it away. So you see my name, right? Davin and Irene Bennett. So we published it. It's basically, we've been doing cooking schools now for over 4 years. Yeah, we started doing cooking schools in 2013. And we started it in the Philippines, and we've been doing it in churches. We did one in the college campus that Irene was teaching at. And so we're able to put all those recipes that we've learned over the years, we place it in a cookbook. It has Jamaican recipes that is plant-based. We make it plant-based. It has Filipino recipes, Hispanic, Italian, Indian, Chinese, Korean. I mean, you name it, it covers a wide variety of culture. We don't sell it. We give it away for a donation of $24.99, right? Or donation of $25. So in order to pay for my exam, I needed to get 7 of these, or 6.6. I wrote it off to 7 people. I needed to find 7 donors that can donate for a copy of this so I can pay for my written exam. So I shared it. I text message. I'm a part of some groups on WhatsApp. And I had made friends with people at school, in the community at large, in the church. And I sent it out to them. I said, hey, I'm trying to get 7 of these donated for so I can pay for my exam. And would you believe it, guys? I was able to find 7 people. The first person was a non-Adventist lady that I made friends with. She works at Vons. And I went up to her. I said, hey, I'm trying to get these out on a donation basis to pay for my written exam in 2 weeks. And she said, oh, okay, sure, I can take one. So she took the first copy, and then another lady took another copy, and another guy, and another friend, and another one, until 7 people donated to get a copy of our plant-based vegan cookbook. And that was how I paid for the exam itself. So I studied all that I could from these things, from these books and the assignments given by my instructor. And I prayerfully shared this with people, and the donation came in, and that's how I paid for it. So when I say I'm flying by faith and doing this training by faith, I'm not joking. Everything is literally by faith. We printed 100 of these by faith, and we're just praying and asking the Lord to help us to have the money to finish. So here's a killer question. People are asking me, how far are you away from finishing your exam and your training to get your private pilot's license? I need to do a stage 3 oral exam and flight exam. When I have demonstrated proficiency in the theory and the flight portion, then the next day I can do my Checkride, which is the final flight exam and the oral that will decide my destiny of getting my private pilot license. Hey, Ate. So that's how close I am. Now, I don't know if you're watching the news, but there is a fire that's going on. There are multiple fires going on in California, and one of them is affecting me from doing my last solo requirement, because along that route, the fires from the surface of the ground to 6,000 feet, and I usually cruise at 3,500 feet. So I would come through that smoke. So because of that fire that's going on in California, I'm not able to do my last solo requirement. I'm going to try this week. The winds also picked up. The winds were very strong out of the northwest. And so with that wind going on, I was not able to do my last solo requirements. So continue to keep me in prayers. We're praying for the donation. We're praying for, my mind to be clear and remember all the things that I need to remember. So right now, I'm using this one to prepare for the final exam. It's the Airman Certification Standards Private Pilot. So this asks me the questions, and I need to demonstrate proficiency in the oral, right? Those are the oral. This is for preparation for the oral exam. I have to demonstrate knowledge proficiency to my examiner first. My flight instructor first, before he will endorse me to take my stage 3 oral and flight exams. The stage 3 flight exam, it's basically doing all the maneuvers within private pilot standard, which means I'm going to do steep turns, S-turn, turns around a point, emergency procedures, takeoff, landing, diversion, the whole thing I got to be prepared for. I have altitude restriction, which means if I'm at 3,500 doing these maneuvers, I can only gain or lose 100 feet on my altitude, and I think 5-10 degrees on my heading, plus or minus 5 knots on my airspeed. So it's doing the maneuvers within a certain restraint in terms of standards to give me that proficiency that I need. So thank you again for watching this live feed. Thanks for the prayers, the support, the donations, the encouragement. I'm going to be off Facebook for a while, but you can follow me on... I'm not on Twitter and this Instagram stuff. I don't have time for those stuff. But if you are on my Facebook, you can shoot me a private message now and then. Facebook Messenger for me is like text message. Someone text me, checking up on me, I will text you back. That's how that works. So, God's blessing be upon all of you guys, and I'm almost at the finish line, guys. Almost at the finish line. So right now, what I have to do, I have to make a flight plan from here to North Las Vegas. That is gonna be my simulated flight plan for my Checkride. It's like almost 200 miles. It's a long trip. It's a lot of different things, navigation and the fuel burn and all of that. I'm going to be even passing over a military operations area. Fortunately, the military operation area along the route is from surface to 9,000. So I'm going to choose a cruising altitude that will go above the military operations area so I can cover more distance in a safer environment. Thanks, Kamal, for the congratulations. Haven't seen or heard from you in years, but hey, I see your post now and then, right? So for all those who watch this video, thank you for your time. I'm going to be going out off Facebook, so catch you guys later. God bless. And please subscribe. I'm going to send a link to my channel. If you want to see the solo flight that I did, I'm going to send a link to my YouTube channel. I need you to subscribe. I need subscribers. Watch those videos. Share those videos. I'm just looking for... Am I going to be able to... No. I'm just trying to find the link. Oh, no, that's not the link. That's not the link. So I'm just... Okay, later on, after I close this video, I'm going to post it on there so you can see my YouTube channel. The name of my YouTube channel is Flying by Faith. I'm going to type it in here and you can go to YouTube and you can find it, right? So Flying... What's happening? This thing won't let me text. Flying by Faith. Hey Lillian, what's up? Flying by Faith. That's my YouTube channel. Thanks, Kamal. I'm proud the Lord is helping me. All right, Lillian. Thank you. Lilith. You change your name to Lillian. It's Lilith. So subscribe to my YouTube channel. You can see the landings. And I almost had a near head-on collision with another aircraft. That's also on the video to show you what happened with people and how they don't communicate as much on the radio as they should. Yes, Kamal, Flying by Faith. That's the name of my YouTube channel. So subscribe to the channel. Hey, Brother Parks. Give my regards to Sister Parks. Haven't seen you guys in years. All right. Who else is checking this out? I want to give my regards to everyone who took the time out to log in. Ate Eva, Bernadette, that's Ate Didith from the Philippines. Duque, Hail up, Cadil Livingston, Hail Fadi, that's my roommate back in Wildwood. Richie Aluk, oh yeah, Richie, I remember Richie gave me my first simulator lesson in Canada in 2009. It was a flight simulator he had at home. So Sister Rosemary Harris, my wife, gives her daughter piano lessons on Wednesdays. And Katie and Wisdom. So regards to everyone who took the time out to watch this video. And God bless. Continue to keep me in prayers. And remember, By His Stripes Ministries 1844.com. Hymnsforworship.org. That's my wife who put that together. It was her birthday. Oh, yeah, birthday. Here we go, guys. So my birthday is October 30. My wife's birthday is November 30. And guess what? My mom's birthday is December 30. We're like 30 days apart from each other. So this month is my mom's birthday. Last month was my wife's birthday, and the month before that in October was my birthday. I went out with my wife for dinner because my lesson was canceled. And so I was able to go home. I bought her rose. I got her a meal, and we celebrated together in a little time that we had. So God bless. See you guys, and take care. By His Stripes Ministries, 1844.org. Flying by Faith on YouTube, and continue to keep us in prayer. Where is it? Yes. If you would like to have a copy of our plant-based cookbook, it's not for sale. It's just a donation of $25. Whenever anyone wants to make a donation to our ministry of $25, we ship it to you. The shipping is not included in that $25 donation. Shipping is like $2.63 if you're within the U.S. If you're in Canada, it's like $15 for shipping. So that's a little tight, you know. But yeah, whenever people make a donation to our ministry, we give them a copy of our plant-based. It has Filipino food. It has breakfast option. You have cumin scented rice, and it has some really nice pictures in there. It's how we cook. When you go to the first page, We dedicated it to the Central Filipino Seventh-day Adventist Church because that's where we have been doing a whole lot of cooking school. We were actually cooking there for a year. We've been cooking at that church now for over a year. And so we dedicated it to them. On the first page, we have some catering that we did and different places where we did cooking demo. We did birthday parties for a few people, like making cakes for them, muffins for them. And we have some pictures of our student when we were doing plant-based cooking school. So it's really nice to see. People are so surprised when they open it up. We show those who had their pictures in there. We showed them. And one thing I noticed, whenever people donate, and like the ones that we don't ship, but the actual donation came in person and we gave it to them in person, they ask us to sign it. They're like, hey, please sign this one for us. And for me, that is such a blessing that they would ask us to sign it a little. So we're able to sign. If you want it signed, just, go to our website, By His Stripes Ministries 1844.com, and click on the link, and it will tell you how you can get a copy of that. What else did we put in here? It has a little bio of Irene and I and how we met and how we got into this. So in the introduction section right here, it tells you a little about who we are and what we've been doing and how we've been cooking and our kitchen and what led us to actually having this particular cookbook. So this came at a very timely occasion because it helped me to pay for my written exam and I was able to pass it. So the next time you hear from me is when I'm pretty much a private pilot. So I don't know how long that's going to be, but I'll be off Facebook until I get all my requirements done. God bless again. Thank you. I'll continue to keep you in prayers, and thanks for following. Have a blessed day, a blessed week. And as you close out the year, I've been in training now for a year, so I'm praying and asking the Lord to help me to finish my training this year. But if He sees it fit to tarry longer, then it's His call, His control. I'm just going to be flying by faith. God bless and take care. Bye-bye.